Hey guys, good morning everyone. Today is already March 25th, 2021. It's 1:32 in the morning Manila time. Welcome to my video. This is Miss JD for another episode of our daily stock market insights where I review the most trending stocks. At the same time, the stocks that you guys have requested through the comment section in my previous video. So if this is the type of video you want to watch, I invite you to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always updated whenever I have new videos. Okay, so let's get started. Before I discuss the most trending stocks, I want to first talk about the index, and then after that, I'd cover your requested stocks. Okay, so wow, interesting. So true enough, like what I mentioned yesterday, the index has started to display a sign of recovery, and this is what I was mentioning. See this? Volume really plays an important role here. So yesterday's candlestick was already showing some promising signs, especially because we ended much higher in terms of price versus the previous day, which is around 6,300, and then we ended at 6,400 over here. But today's um, candlestick is really, uh, I'd say, one, this is already a confirmation and there's a follow through right here. At the same time, the volume that we have seen here, this is a significant lift in the volume. That means I am more bullish that we could have continuation. This is the concept that I've been mentioning in the previous videos about stocks showing an increase in price, but the volume is not manifesting in there yet. So that means even if we see a green, sometimes it does not sustain because there isn't much traders or there isn't much yeah, exactly, volume uh, that's happening or that's lifting the price. It could just be one or two big players there that's pushing a price higher. And like there's really volume, that means the majority or there are a lot of people in the market that are really showing some uh, bullish sentiment over a stock, and this time the index. Okay, so good sign over here, good sign. So I'm thinking the next area that we are going to challenge at this point is the 6,600 level. So that's the nearest resistance that we cannot just neglect. Okay, so what does this mean? Our stocks in the index could be showing some signs of recovery. Not although, because as you can see, my JFC here is not green as of yet. Anyway, talk about that later. The first stock that I am going to check out is a request from one of our subscribers, and this is for TEL. TEL over here also gave us some good movements, right? What I can see here is that we could be moving a little more to the upside, yeah, or pushing the price higher, but I'd say be extra careful. We are not 100% safe yet. The nearest resistance I see is around the 1273. Reason being is that we see a support over here. So when we push the price even higher, then that support could act as a resistance. Now let's try to zoom out a little bit and move back. Look back, and we see this. So that price level was hit. I see a wick over here. If you can see it, there's a wick. All right, so the price may not have ended right there, but at one point within the day it was reached over here. And if you move to the left again, there's several days in this area, and of course this was your resistance. So that's how you look at support and resistance, guys. you look back, and the more data points you see, meaning the more days whereby a price level is hit, then that becomes a significant area to observe. So at this point, um, that's very near, right? And also the volume here is also not that much yet. So I'm thinking we could just be moving a little higher, and that resistance could be challenged in the coming days. Mary Mart is the next one. Oh, this is the resistance. It created a resistance right at this level. So we're not 100% safe as of yet. While it's true that the price reached at one point around the 5 peso level, uh, it did not break that price area. So I will not be surprised if at one point it might go back to the 454 area. So at this point, the safest thing to do here is, if you want to still engage in trading, okay, in trading this stock, set proper expectations. Meaning, if you want to enter at the support area and exit at a resistance area. Volume wise, not that much yet. Okay, so if you are to enter, for instance, right here, so there are several ways to play this, okay? One is you enter at a support, exit at a resistance, then it gives you 11% potential gain there. However, the downside, if you are going to enter very near a support, is that there could be a tendency for the price to, experience a breakdown. And what this means is that you gotta prepare for that. Prepare for you to cut loss in the event that happens, if you're a trader. Okay, if you're a trader. So when you set your stop loss levels, it has to be like a few percentage point lower than the support. So maybe 2-3%. It depends on your risk tolerance, right? Because personally, and I'm not spared in this, especially because I have work. I still have a lot of stocks in my portfolio right now that, because it dropped significantly and I'm not able to watch the market full time, then I gotta, face the consequence and just let it stay there, because I was not able to cut my loss early. But if I do have the chance and I get to watch the market, I really cut my loss early. Um, as much as possible, I really don't want to experience a loss more than 1,000 pesos. So that's how I set my threshold, in whenever I have the chance to watch the market. But if it exceeds, you know at a level that I am not prepared for, then I'd rather wait. Okay, so that's just reality. A lot of people will just say, purge it, cut your loss, even if it's 30-40%. It's easy for them to say that, but in reality it's really hard to do. So um, those are the pros and cons. I'm not saying my strategy is right. I'm not saying their strategy is right. You just know your profile. Okay? So for instance, if you want to trade Marymart, then let's say you enter at support, you get a potential 11% gain. But if this price breaks down, cut your loss early. However, okay, this is another point of view. If you're a long-term investor of Marymart, you wouldn't really care. A few cents difference won't really matter. This price area over here, for some people, they already treat that as a support level. Consolidation right at this stage, from 454 to 516. That's uh, the variance, or the difference in the price, won't really matter. It's a few cents. So if you're a long-term investor, overall, my take on this is already at a cheap level. And I was I think it was during this period that I was able to add some shares at 5 peso level. And even if for several days it even reached as low as 454, I was already set that my perspective for Marymart is really for mid to long term because of you know um, the potential growth of the company. I know they wanted to engage in wholesale, competing with SNR and uh, landers. So that's big. Yeah, that's really promising, especially if they plan to branch out in the different areas of the country. So that's really promising right there. So that's Marymart. Meg, Meg over here, almost forming the same formation as Marymart for the past how many days. Just moving within this range, and it revisited a possible support. No volume, take note. No volume as of yet, so I will not be surprised if it is still going to move sideways. And I like what I mentioned previously. Sometimes a price could move sideways, but the RSI is already showing some signs of bullish divergence. And I'm not saying overnight it is going to happen, but I know for a fact that after this stage, a bounce will take place. Overall, Meg, I'd say this is already at an okay level. There was a resistance right here before. So if this does not break, so for the conservative players out there, some would want to see another green day, and then a support that this area is still formed and probably end at around, I don't know, around 340, 350. And that's when they start entering. But at the moment, okay, I already see a possible support at this area. This is already a, I don't know, double bottom already, and then several days it has been touching this area. So look at that. Look at the setup right now. 335 is the support. GTCAP. GTCAP is, let's see, trying to establish a support at the area where it is at right now as well. A lot of our stocks have revisited a support level. So this is interesting because most likely, our market is starting to show some recovery. So I have a strong feeling that this is a perfect time. If you're a mid to long term investor, this is a perfect time for you to add more because it has revisited support levels. This used to be a resistance right here. See that? And then became a support, multiple touches over here. So 508, 508 level, 508.10, I treat that as a potential support. So just be mindful and observe, know your game, okay? But so far, you're already within. Yeah, it's showing some slight increase upward trend here in our RSI. Okay, let's check out Cebu Pacific next. Oh, could this be a new support? Looks like it, right? This could be forming a new support at the MA20 level. So we have successfully crossed the MA20 line over here. And because we did a gap up, it's a natural behavior of a stock to revisit previous price levels and then fill that gap. Imagine this from 44, and then it opened at around 46. That's a 2 peso jump right there. And I bet that's around 4 or 5% increase at the opening, and then it filled that gap within the day. But um, looking, I feel that this is already starting to show some recovery. It's just that there's not much volume as well. But hey, there's foreign buying, but that's not a huge volume right there. It's only 536,000. We'll see if it is going to hold at the MA20 level. Now next is SM. Okay, interesting. I feel that SM is going to have some form of continuation. We have established a support around the 950 area. It engulfed the last 2 days candlesticks. Okay, so where could we be jumping next? Of course, next would be the MA20 line. So as you notice, my each time I do my review, it's just very simple. I only have the Bollinger Band, the volume, and the RSI, and then I play around with the support resistance and the candlestick, and I'm already good. I don't like adding a lot of indicators. It just clouds my judgment. So very straightforward. We've engulfed the last 2 days candlestick over here, and then we might see some continuation and most likely be challenged at the 1004 level. Okay, so those are your requests, guys. Thank you very much for those people who took the time in dropping some comments. You know what, if you drop a comment in my videos, it's actually helping my channel. If you like the video, you subscribe and you drop a comment, YouTube algorithm will discover Miss JD. So it's really a big help. So one, I'll prioritize your request. Two, you're helping the channel grow. Thank you. Thank you for those people who are really taking the time to acknowledge and recognize our efforts. Next one is, let's try to check out most trending stocks. It's DDMP REIT. Oh, so this is an expected behavior. I know I watched a video in Instagram. JC mentioned about they had a very thorough discussion on this, and I agree. The market cap of DDMP REIT is really humongous. It's big. So if there will be some movements here, it's not going to jump like the other stocks that will do double, triple in price. So like what happened now? It's what? Opened at 226 and closed at 225.01. It's technically 0% change. So we don't know. It could even go lower. That kind of candlestick is actually a bearish candlestick. But we don't have much to say here because there's no comparison. Yeah, we have to observe. We have to observe. Let's see if we are going to look at the faster time frame. It could be establishing a support around the 225, that the area where it opened and closed, right? So yeah, something to watch out for there. But for long-term investors, REIT companies are really good. A REIT already demonstrated that it's going to be promising for long-term holders, right? One, there's a capital appreciation. Imagine how much a REIT started, and now how much is the price? Even if it has declined for the past how many days, still overall, price has moved up almost 10 peso. Okay, so interesting. So they say that's a pamana stock. True enough, yeah. But you know what's something that you gotta know and see? This is DDMP REIT is just the second company. I know, if I'm not mistaken, um, is it Phil Invest and Meg or M Wide? there are other real estate companies who are also uh, planning to follow the footsteps of DDMP REIT and a REIT. And in the US, in Canada, that's actually there are so many REIT companies in the US and Canada that are available in eToro, which I always use. Their dividend yield is way higher than the ones in the Philippine market. And personally, in my portfolio in eToro, I have a REIT right there. So I'm also a big fan of REIT companies. But in the US market, I haven't really engaged in the Philippine market for REIT companies. So next is DITO. DITO on a weekly chart showing some promising signs over here. We could be establishing now a support right at the 9 peso level. But today we ended red, right? Still, so I've been mentioning this for several days now. I think last week I also mentioned that I'm still on the conservative side. I'm not expecting a big movements now for DITO, but overall it is for long term. Try to look at the long term view outlook of DITO when you engage in this stock. For now, this is an accumulation phase. 9 peso or even as low as 8 peso because we still have this part over here that at one point it reached that area, so 850. Yeah, so 4 million on foreign buying. Someone also asked me earlier, how will I know if uh, there's an insider trading? Just click on the news right here because the disclosures from PSE Edge are already integrated into the system. While it's true that you can also search that in PSE Edge directly, but spare yourself with the hassle of going from one site to the other when you can get all the information you need to know in just one portal. It saves you time. So, for instance, if you want to check, you just click on any of these, just locate it. It might just take some time though. But I wonder for those people who have the paid version of Instagrams. I haven't seen it yet. Let me know if there's a feature in this tool that will show you insider trading. Yeah, okay. Just let me know. Or maybe it's also free. I just do not know where it is here. Okay, so that is our outlook for Dito. Still on the conservative side. I'm seeing this stock just moving sideways. Volume is not there yet, guys. So don't rush until we see. This is also a promising sign. Foreign buying right there. And for me to see that, I go to net foreign. Then I add that here. See, 3 days straight, the foreign buying is happening. So something that could probably uh you know influence your decision right there. Next one is APL. APL very near our possible resistance at the MA20 line. So nice that it's showing an increase in the price, but just be extra careful at the 0.21, 0.20 area because we might get rejected again. So I'm just plotting our support still at the 0.16, 0.17 level just to be on the conservative side. So this could still be on the sideways movement in the coming days. Let's try pure gold. Wow, pure gold, right? Continuation. Volume is there. Big volume for the past how many days? And after a long decline since September, guys, we've been moving downwards. Now we're already triggering the upper band. So I will not be surprised if there will be another form of continuation. Okay, And if it is going to retrace, probably, in a day it could fluctuate, right? So maybe at one point it will reach very near the 39 area, and then continues to move higher again. So that's our outlook. Pure gold looking positive. URC. URC managed a 4% lift in the price, but we're very near our resistance right here. No, this is the support, and this is the resistance. Let's find out tomorrow. But, so this is your downtrend channel, right? From here, created a lower high, it dropped some more, it created a lower low. This is your low, we moved higher, it created a lower high. We dropped again, it created a lower low. Those are the elements of a downtrend. Now, the moment we cross the MA20 line, then we end with a green candlestick, then that's a breakout of the downtrend channel. So that's something we need to watch out for. But if most of the actions tomorrow will happen, let's say, below the MA20 line, so just manage your expectations, guys. It could go back to the 121. The next one is, and this is the last one. Yeah, Ali, good recovery. Second day of green, engulfing the last red day over here. So I see that we could move higher and higher in the coming days. This is just moving alongside the direction of our index. This is also a stock in the index, by the way. So if within the day, like something like this, right, on how our candlestick performed today, within the day, it even reached as low as 33.83. So I'm still plotting the same area. Though the price right now is 34.90, we could be moving within that range. And then when it fluctuates, it could potentially go back to the 33.84 before it goes up again. Okay, so that's my outlook. So if you want to be on the conservative side, don't rush. You can just even put your order at the 33.83 and then just wait. See if the price will go back there. If the market doesn't give you a chance, then let go. So I talked about Mary Mart. DAVIN is in my port. Let's see, where is this stock? So good recovery here. Green candlestick with 18% increase. So I just feel like we could. And there's a foreign buying. So I'm bullish now for DAVIN, which is good because I entered at a 5 peso something area. See that? I entered on this period. I thought, yay, I took advantage of the drop. Then the next day, something happened to almost all the stocks in the market. Anyway, so I see this stock moving higher and higher. So if you want to enter between 237 and 297, it's a good buy for me. Okay. I think, guys, that's it. Those are your requests, and those are the stocks that have been trending in today's market. So I hope you were able to learn some bite-size uh, tips and tips and some advices on how to go about these stocks. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not even a guru. I just like to record my thoughts, and I just want to involve you in my journey, because if I get to review these stocks, it builds a muscle memory. Each time I look at the chart, it only takes a few seconds before I can see the picture of the chart. Where could the chart be heading next? So I'm just documenting my thoughts with you. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and bye bye for now.